Hear me, my dear one, and listen closely. It is no accident that these words reach you now. I, the Lord your God, who knows your heart and your spirit, speak to you today out of the depth of my endless love for you. There are forces at work in your life that you cannot see. Hidden powers move quietly, trying to confuse your thoughts, mislead your purpose, and pull your soul away from the destiny I planned for you before you were born. I call you by name. I know you. I have been with you in every season, seeing your struggles, the tears you shed in silence, and the thoughts you keep to yourself. I've seen those times when you wondered if I was truly there with you. And yes, I was there. Even when it seemed like heaven was silent, my hand held you, my spirit surrounded you, and my heart never stopped caring for you. Today, I speak to you with a heavy heart, not because my love for you has changed, but because a test is coming, a turning point you cannot ignore. This is a special moment, a key moment where your choice will shape whether you follow my will or slowly drift away from me. Listen closely, for this is not just a warning, it's an invitation. An invitation to wake up from your indifference, to break free from empty routines, and to stop delaying the real repentance your soul needs. Many claim to know me, they speak my name, but their hearts are far from me. They are busy with works, words, and religious feelings, but they don't seek me in their quiet moments. It's possible to do things in my name and still not truly have me. You can live your life around sacred things without being truly holy. That's why my voice calls out with urgency today. Don't let distractions, pride, or hidden sin separate you from my truth. Your life has purpose, and your story has been planned by me from the start. But this journey requires a choice. You cannot live with one foot in the light and the other in the dark. You cannot serve me halfway. I am not a God who will share my glory or my throne with the idols of this world or with the wrong desires of your heart. I am the Lord your God, passionate for your love, longing for your soul. I want all of you, not just part of you. I want your heart, your time, your thoughts, your priorities, and your obedience. I have been deeply concerned for you, not because I doubt your worth, but because I see how the enemy sneaks in, pretending to be light, planting small doubts, causing spiritual tiredness, and creating arguments that make you see my word as a burden instead of the treasure it is. His aim is to wear you down, to take away your joy, to make you forget what once made you passionate for me. But I have not given up on you. I still believe in the purpose I put in you. That is why today I am speaking to you clearly. I want you to open your eyes, to wake up, and to see this warning as proof of my love. The discomfort you feel inside, the restlessness you can't explain, that feeling that something is missing, even though everything seems fine, it's not by chance. It is my spirit knocking on your heart, reminding you that you were not made to just survive spiritually, but to live in fire, holiness, and truth. This is not just a sign. It is my presence moving you to repentance, to alignment, to return to me. Don't ignore this voice. Don't silence the cry of your soul. Don't hide from what you know needs fixing, because though I am slow to anger, I am also just, and my judgment will not be held back forever. Stay here with me. Listen to my voice. This may be your only chance. Do not harden your heart like others before you. Don't keep delaying your total surrender. There comes a time when grace will no longer be available, and justice will take its place. I do not want you to face the day without being covered by the blood of the Lamb. I call you today with love, but also with seriousness. For when you stand before me, and there is no fruit of repentance in your life, I will not be able to deny my word. With a heavy heart, I would have to say, I never knew you. Depart from me. But that doesn't have to be your story. Today is the day. Today is the time to return with all your heart. My love is always open, and my arms are still waiting for you. The decision is yours to make. My beloved, hear my voice once again. You are not here by chance. If you are reading this, it is because my Spirit has drawn you to me with mercy. In the middle of all the confusion around you, in the midst of thoughts you can't seem to organize, I am bringing clarity, understanding, and direction to your soul. I do not want you to keep walking in the dark. I do not want you to keep relying on your own wisdom. Today, I am here to show you what your eyes haven't seen and what your ears haven't been willing to hear. There is more happening around you than you realize, both good and bad. Don't turn away too soon. Don't close your heart or mind before it's time. There is a special blessing for those who stay alert, for those who do not get distracted, for those who take my word seriously. This is not just a nice message or a passing feeling. This is my protection in the form of living words. It is my shield over you. Even though much is hidden from you, I see it all. Nothing escapes my notice. Every conversation spoken behind your back, every hidden intention, every mask worn in front of you, I've already seen it fall. That's why I share these truths with you now, because I love you, because you've reached a turning point, and because the decisions you make now will shape your future. Listen closely. Someone who seemed to be on your side has become a source of problems. Their voice pulls you away, their actions confuse you, and their intentions are not as pure as they seem. But don't be afraid. I'm not here to expose you or harm you. I'm not here to judge you. I am here to show you the way forward. If you choose to trust me from this day on, I will care for you with renewed strength, even in times of uncertainty, and in the moments when nothing makes sense. In the quiet nights when silence feels like all you hear, trust in my guidance. I am the same God who parted the sea for my people, the same God who spoke from the burning bush, the same God who descended with power on the day of Pentecost. And I am still speaking today, still guiding today, still delivering today. I know how long you've been waiting. I understand your weariness, my beloved. I know how, at times, you look up at the sky with tears in your eyes and ask, when, Lord? I've seen how you have sown with faith and endured without seeing the results. You've believed, even when everything seemed against you. And now, just when it feels like fulfillment is within reach, you feel it slipping away. It seems like what I promised you is fading, and doors that should be opening are closing. But listen carefully, not with your natural eyes, but with your spirit. I have not brought you this far only to leave you empty-handed. I am not a man who lies, nor a son of man who changes his mind. What I have promised you, I will deliver. But I need your full attention, your ear open, and your heart free of deceit, because I am about to show you things you haven't seen before. You will begin to notice details you missed before. Situations you once overlooked will now trouble you. People who once seemed like support will now feel like burdens. It is not that you're being suspicious, but my Spirit will teach you to discern. You will no longer live by appearances. You will start to recognize what lies behind a smile or a kind word. The people you thought were on your side may no longer truly be with you. Some are there only for their own benefit, others for their convenience, and some to control your future. But you were not made to depend on them. You were made to walk with me, to hear my voice, and to follow me, even if it means standing alone. Not everything that looks like a blessing comes from me. Not every door that opens is my doing. There is a situation you still don't fully understand, isn't there? Something feels off. Something doesn't fit, and you're unsure about it. You might have wondered if you're the problem, if you're imagining things, or if you should silence your discernment. But I am telling you today, you are not wrong. I understand it perfectly, and although I haven't revealed the full truth to you yet, I am preparing you to see it clearly. Don't resist it. Don't run. Don't turn back now. This is a time of moving forward, not stepping back, but this progress will come with separation. Not everyone will be able to go with you to the next stage. Not everyone has the same desires that burn deep within your spirit. Though it may be painful, you will need to release what no longer holds my essence. I will teach you to love without being dependent, to help without tying yourself down, to honor without being bound to human expectations. I am your source, your shield, your provider. Do not fear what lies ahead. Even if it feels like you are left with nothing, know that I am emptying you of the false so I can fill you with the eternal. This is my protection, my guidance, my voice calling you by name again. If you stay, if you listen, if you choose to surrender fully, you will witness what I've promised, and nothing or no one will be able to take it from you. You felt how some things in your life are starting to lose their strength. Relationships that once felt secure are now fading. Conversations that once filled you are now leaving you empty. Are now zern. And you may wonder if you've done something wrong, if you're losing your way. But not everything that breaks means you've lost something. Not everything that stops is a form of punishment. Sometimes I allow things to pause to protect you from what you can't see, to save you from what was contaminating your soul. I am working quietly, separating what is holy from what is common, what is eternal from what is temporary, what is true from what is convenient. I did not call you to live tied to appearances or empty promises that never come true. Some things must fall so that they can be rebuilt on a stronger foundation. This is why I've allowed you to feel discomfort inside. It's not just dissatisfaction. It's a signal from my spirit when you're about to settle in a place that no longer carries my protection. You are being set apart, not because you are being rejected, but because you are being assigned something greater. What feels like isolation is actually preparation. I haven't removed people from your life to harm you, but to create space for divine connections that couldn't enter as long as you held on to the old. Not everyone will understand this. Some may think you're pulling away out of pride. Others may accuse you of being distant or say that you have changed. And they are right, you have changed, because I am transforming you. You no longer fit in the places where you once belonged. Your spirit is yearning for deeper things, things that can no longer be satisfied with what is shallow. There are environments that once didn't bother you but now leave you drained. There are words you once heard without much thought that now hurt you with their emptiness. This is a sign of growth. It's a sign that my hand is peeling away the surface layer that once covered you. You will no longer wear masks. You will no longer try to fit into molds others have created for you. You will be free to follow my guidance without fear of what others think. Free to speak the truth, even if your voice shakes. Free to obey me, even if it means walking alone for a while. Not everyone will understand this change. Some may look at you with doubt, They might wonder about your silence, your shift in priorities, your need to spend more time in private than in public. But you are not meant to explain every step. You are meant to obey. There is a weight of glory coming upon you, but it cannot remain in the old ways. It cannot mix with what I have already decided must end. That's why I've taken control of closing doors, revealing true intentions, and showing you truths you once didn't want to see, not to hurt you, but to free you, to lead you to a level of maturity you weren't ready for before. Yes, you have felt the pain of silent betrayal. You've noticed the looks that didn't match the kind words spoken. You've seen gestures that speak louder than words ever could. This is not paranoia, it's spiritual awareness. It's the result of getting closer to my presence. The closer you are to me, the clearer your vision becomes. The more you listen to my voice in the quiet moments, the easier it becomes to spot the distractions from the outside. I'm teaching you to live by discernment, not by appearances. I know this process hath been tiring. You've wrestled with thoughts that confuse you. There have been nights when doubt sat with you, uninvited, making you wonder if you are waiting for something that will never come or if your time has already passed. But hear this, nothing I have planned for you will be delayed. Everything is unfolding at the right time, not based on the worries of your heart, but according to the perfect wisdom of my plan. I do not delay, I do not forget, and I do not change my mind. What I have planned for you will stay firm, even when everything around you tries to tell you otherwise. You have cried in private while wearing a smile for the world. You have been strong for others, even when you felt like you were falling apart inside. I have seen every moment. Every time you chose silence instead of defending yourself, I took notice. Every time you forgave without receiving an apology, I valued it. Every time you chose to obey me instead of seeking praise, I honored it. None of this has been overlooked. Each one of those quiet acts will bear fruit at the right time. The place where you have been is not your final destination. It was simply a waiting room, a place where I shaped and prepared you. It was a furnace where I purified your heart, burned away your pride, and removed your dependence on what is human. Do not be distressed by the changes around you. They are necessary. Everything that is being removed now is part of the preparation for what I am about to bring. Even though you cannot see the whole picture yet, trust this, what you are leaving behind is nothing compared to what I have planned for you. When my plan is fully revealed, you will understand why certain things had to be interrupted. Why did I close doors just when you thought you were about to enter? Why did I allow delays, confusion, and even losses? Because every step of this journey hath been carefully orchestrated. There have been no mistakes, only lessons. There have been no punishments, only alignments. There have been no rejections, only redirections. And though today the path may seem narrow, though you may feel the weight of separation, remember this: you are not being abandoned, you are being set apart. I am doing something holy in you, something that cannot grow in the midst of distractions, something that needs space, silence, and holiness to truly bloom. There is a greater work I am doing within you, and it doesn't need to be approved by others. Not everyone will understand the process I'm working through in your life, because what I do in secret does not seek the praise of the world, but the perfection of my purpose. I am building something inside of you that is deep, strong, and eternal. It's not about what others can see, or the applause you might get, or awards that fade with time. I'm building something that will never crumble, something that can't be measured by worldly success. I've been shaping you from the inside out. There have been times when it felt like nothing was moving around you, like time had stopped just for you. While others moved forward, you felt like you were stuck in between seasons. But what you didn't see was that, even though everything visible seemed still, something invisible was growing. I was planting roots deep in your character, strengthening your integrity, and removing anything that could ruin your calling if it stayed with you. There were old ways, old thoughts, and habits disguised as discipline that had to be removed. Everything that could not bear fruit had to be shaken off to make room for the new things I'm bringing into your life. I know it hasn't been easy. There have been moments when you didn't even know how to pray, when all you could do was sigh, and your thoughts were filled with confusion and longing. But I have been right there with you, guiding you with patience through the whole process. I have never left you. I haven't been looking for your performance, but for your willingness to surrender. It doesn't matter to me if you have all the answers, but what matters is that you bring me all your questions. What feels like stillness, being stuck, or living in obscurity is actually my workshop. I am working on you just like a potter shapes the clay. And if you still feel like you're spinning on the wheel without direction, it's because I am shaping you into something that will be strong and unbreakable. It will last. It will be holy. Some people only see the results, but I see the root. I see the heart, and that's why I did allow certain things to happen too soon. They weren't ready, and you weren't either. It would have been dangerous to bless you before your heart had healed. It would have been unfair to give you something you weren't ready for, and it would have saddened me to see you burdened by glory before your character was strong enough to carry it. So, in my love, I stopped certain things, not to frustrate you, but to protect you. What I am doing in your life is not ordinary, and it's not just for show. I'm building something that will hold spiritual weight. It won't just be another story to tell. It will be a living testimony. Your life will speak of my faithfulness, even when you remain silent. The evidence of my hand on you won't be in the noise around you, but in the peace within you. It won't be about how many people follow you, but how much you obey me. It won't be about how many doors open, but how clearly you can tell the difference between the opportunities that are mine and those that are not. I've been guiding you to a place where being understood no longer matters, and the only thing that matters is obedience. A place where you no longer compare yourself to others, where you don't worry about what hasn't come yet. A place of peace and contentment, even while waiting. Because you know that what comes from me doesn't need to be forced. What belongs to me will find you at the right time, without manipulation, without exhaustion, and without having to change your path to get there. There are things I can only reveal when you're alone. There are truths that are born in silence. And you've been in that place where others can't reach. That quiet space in your soul where the world can't enter, where titles don't matter, and where the ego has no place. It's in that space where I am speaking to you more clearly. It's in that space where my guidance becomes unmistakable. It's there where your desires are purified until they align with mine. I've been removing subtle distractions, not things that are necessarily bad, but things that were taking up space meant only for me. I'm not interested in taking away what is good, but in giving you what is best. But to receive what is best, you must be willing to let go of what is merely enough. This includes not only things, habits, and actions, but also old ways of thinking, outdated reasoning, and methods you trusted to make you feel safe, things that weren't rooted in my truth. I am preparing to position you, but first, I must stabilize you. The place I am leading you to requires a maturity that cannot be rushed or bought. It has grown. It has endured. And it is shaped in close relationship with me. That is why I have been teaching you to rely on me and not on your surroundings. To walk steadily, even when you can't see the way clearly. To trust that my voice, even when it feels soft, is enough to guide you along the right path. You are not wasting time. You are being prepared. Every day matters. Every moment has meaning. And even if you feel like you are not accomplishing anything important, I am shaping you for things you have not yet imagined. Not everything that is valuable is visible, and not everything that lasts makes a loud noise. When what I have been preparing for you becomes clear, you will recognize it not by others' approval, but by the peace and confirmation in your spirit. Then you will understand that all this time was necessary, that everything you thought was lost was actually gain, that every quiet moment was a seed planted, and that every delay was part of the plan. Not all movements from me are obvious at first. Sometimes I act so quietly that you might think nothing is happening. But in the deep places, I am moving things around, repositioning you, and adjusting your surroundings to fit the greater purpose I have for you. You are in the middle of a change that doesn't yet have a clear shape, and that's why it feels like you are caught between what has ended and what hasn't arrived. But you are not stuck, you are being repositioned. I allowed the ground beneath you to shift, not to throw you off balance, but to help you let go of what no longer supports what I'm building in you. There are places where you once walked freely, but now they feel too narrow. It's not a sign of failure, but of growth. You are leaving behind a space that can no longer contain the size of what you've been called to carry. Your spirit senses this, even if your mind doesn't fully understand yet. Many of the changes in your life were not caused by your decisions, but by my direct intervention. Some people left for no obvious reason. Projects came to a stop just when they seemed to be on the verge of success. Opportunities closed without explanation. But if you could see what I saw behind each of those events, you would understand why I acted the way I did. Nothing was an accident. Every sudden shift you have experienced was part of a spiritual realignment. I have been clearing the path to lay a new foundation for you. This foundation cannot be built with human ideas or plans. It cannot carry the marks of your own will or the designs others tried to place upon you. I am creating the blueprint with my own hand, and every detail is shaped with the precision of my will. Even when you do not see the progress, understand that you are moving forward. You are being placed in new spaces, places where your name has not yet been mentioned, but where your presence has already been prepared. You do not need to force doors open or try to make yourself seen. I have already spoken for you in rooms you have never been to, and I have planted honor where others tried to plant forgetfulness. Hear me clearly, my beloved. It is no accident that these words have reached you at this exact moment. I, the Lord your God, who examines hearts and knows spirits, am speaking to you today not from afar, but from the depth of my eternal love for you. There are things happening that you cannot see with your eyes. Hidden forces silently slip into your path, trying to confuse your understanding, distort your purpose, and pull your soul away from the destiny I prepared for you before you even took your first breath. I call you by name. I know you deeply. I have been with you through every season of your life. I have seen your struggles, the tears you shed in secret, and the quiet thoughts no one else understands. I have watched the moments when you doubted if I was truly with you. And yes, I was there. Even when it seemed like heaven was silent, my hand was still holding you, my spirit was still surrounding you, and my heart never stopped loving you. Today, I speak to you with a heavy heart, not because my love for you has changed, but because something is approaching. A test, a spiritual turning point that you cannot ignore. This is a moment of divine importance, a crucial time when your response will decide whether you stay on the path I have for you or slowly drift away, losing the sound of my voice little by little. Listen closely. This is not just a warning, but an invitation. An invitation to wake up from indifference, to break free from empty routines, and to stop delaying the real repentance your soul needs. Many say they know me and speak my name, but their hearts are far from me. Some build their identity around the spiritual, but they do not seek me in private. They are busy with actions, words, and religious feelings, but they have no true relationship with me. My beloved, it is possible to do things in my name and still not know me. It is possible to live an entire life around what is holy without truly being holy. That's why my voice calls out with urgency today. Do not make me say that I never knew you. Do not let distractions, pride, religious rituals, or hidden sin separate you from my truth. Your life is not by chance. Your story has been shaped with purpose since before I formed you in the womb. I saw you, I loved you, and I planned a path for you. But that path requires a choice. You cannot walk with one foot in the light and the other in the dark. You cannot serve me halfway. I am not a God who shares my glory or my throne with the idols of this world or the impure desires of your heart. I am the Lord your God, jealous for your love, passionate for your soul. I want all of your heart, not just part of it. I want your time, your thoughts, your priorities, your obedience. My will has already been established for your situation. You are not waiting for a random answer or a sign that comes and goes. I, the Lord your God, have seen every thought you kept hidden, every tear you held back even from yourself. I have witnessed your silence during the long nights, when hope seemed far away and your strength slowly faded. Do not think for a second that I have been absent. I have been with you every step of the way, though your pain has clouded your ability to see me clearly. What you felt as abandonment was really my hand protecting you from things you couldn't yet understand. You must know this. The pain you carried in secret has been heard in heaven. That silent cry, the grief you felt while standing firm for others, has not been in vain or forgotten. It has been like sweet incense before me. I do not overlook your suffering and what others have missed. I have seen. My presence has been closer than you realize, and even though you may not have heard me clearly, I have been speaking to you all this time, guiding your steps, even when it felt like you were walking in the dark. The peace you seek is not far away, but first, you must become aware of your surroundings and what is happening within you. You must be aware before you move, speak, or make decisions. The moment you are in is not by chance. There are decisions ahead of you that may seem urgent, but not all urgency comes from me. Many times, the enemy disguises haste as a necessity, when in fact, it is a trap designed to pull you away from my eternal plan. I did not call you to run aimlessly. I am a God of order, of purpose, of clear paths. Before you move forward, I want you to look, to discern, to pray, not to confuse your emotions with my voice. Your feelings are real, but not all of them come from the Spirit. I have seen that you've been restless lately. You felt something you can't quite explain, as though something is about to happen, as if you are under observation, and you are right. There is a spiritual battle taking place around you. It is not just your imagination. The weariness you feel, the inner struggle, and the anxiety without clear cause are all signs that the enemy is trying to confuse your mind, to cloud what I have already spoken over you. But today, I am here to remind you who I am. I am your Creator, your Protector, your eternal Counselor, and I will not let what I have started in you be lost because of a quick decision. That's why I ask you not to treat this message as just another word. It is not a fleeting emotion or human inspiration. It is I, speaking to you directly. I have chosen to intervene powerfully in your life, not just to comfort you but to change everything. I will make all things new. I will restore what you lost. What you thought was buried will rise again. And I will do it in such a way that all who doubted will see that my hand was always upon you. But to receive what I have prepared, you must awaken your discernment. You must be aware before you move forward. Do not ignore this call because it is not just another one. This is not a warning meant to harm you, but to help you. It is my mercy speaking to you. I do not want you to hurt yourself by not waiting, by not listening, or by trusting in your own strength instead of mine. Many mistake my silence for permission, but today I break that silence to tell you, stop for a moment. Observe. Listen. Everything you are feeling is not random. This is your chance to return to stillness, where I can speak to you more clearly. In stillness, I will reveal the next step, not in the noise, not in the crowd, not in the despair. Stay here with me. Stay in my presence, because if you move forward without my guidance, you may take steps you will later regret. I do not want you to stumble. I love you too much to let you go on without a warning. I know you are tired. I know you long for change, and I promise it's coming, but it must be in my time and under my direction. Do not rush ahead. Do not make decisions out of fear or frustration, because what I have for you is far greater than what you understand now. But if you act without me, you might close doors that were already ready to open. And hear me now. Do not ignore any more of these calls, because the time will come when this will be your last chance to change your path without pain. Not because I have stopped loving you, but because some consequences are unavoidable once they've been set in motion. However, as long as you listen to me, as long as you pay attention to my voice, and as long as you stop to discern, I will make everything work together for your good. Even what seemed like a loss will be redeemed, and what was broken will be healed. But you must be aware. Before you take any action, you must come to me. I will give you guidance. I will give you rest. Open your heart and listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not just a message, it is a spiritual proclamation. What I speak to you now carries eternal significance. Every word that comes from my mouth does not return empty. The word you are hearing has been released with a specific purpose to awaken you, strengthen you, and guide you. You are not living through ordinary days, even though it may feel that way. There is an unseen battle around your soul, a fight between the confusion that wants to bury your dreams and the truth I am revealing within you. But do not be afraid, for I am with you, and nothing can stop my hand. I am awakening you. It is not by chance that you've come this far. It is not by accident that you feel the way you do. This stirring in you is not just human weariness, it is a spiritual agitation. I want your inner perception to become clear. You've walked through a valley of uncertainty, where each step felt unsure and every decision seemed heavy. But today, I want you to know that what was once dark will begin to shine, for I am your light and your salvation. Where my light is, there is no place for confusion. Forces have tried to block what I have already prepared for you. Unseen powers have risen to make you doubt, to distract you with other things, and to make you feel forgotten. But listen carefully, my beloved. I have declared that they will not succeed. No force from the enemy can change what has already been spoken by me. Your victory is assured, not because of your strength, but because I am faithful and powerful enough to fulfill my promises. However, I ask something important from you. Stand firm. Don't pause to stare at the chaos. Don't fix your attention on the enemy's threats. Look to me, and you will be sustained. I am caring for you now. Don't forget that. Even if you cannot see my footprints, I am walking ahead of you. Even if you don't hear my voice clearly every day, it doesn't mean I am silent. Some of my messages don't come in words but in sacred silences, in peace amidst the chaos, and in comfort during your pain. These are not just sounds or fleeting emotions. They are declarations from the spiritual realm. What you are going through requires your full attention and your willingness to be open. You can't keep living in distraction as if time doesn't matter. Wake up now. Show that you are aware, that you will not miss my marvelous work as it draws near. What I am about to do is glorious, and you are a part of it. I know your spirit has felt worn out not just physically, but deeply drained in your soul. You've been battling thoughts you've never shared with anyone. You've smiled on the outside while feeling worn out on the inside. I saw it. I was there when you sat on the edge of your bed with trembling hands, struggling to believe once more. I saw how hope seemed to slip away. I watched you walk quietly through your house with your head down, with a wounded heart, hiding your sorrow from those you love. But none of that went unnoticed by me. I heard your silent plea. Even though no one else knew, I heard every word, even the ones you couldn't bring yourself to speak. Your broken thoughts, your unanswered questions, your whispered prayers through tears, I kept them all. To the world, they were invisible, but to me, they were precious and I held them close. I did not ignore your cry, and I did not discard your brokenness. Now, in my perfect will and timing, I have decreed that your fulfillment is coming. That is why I am here now, speaking to you clearly, personally, and with the tenderness you deserve. I do not come with judgment, but with understanding. I am not here to criticize you for your doubts, but to honor your perseverance. Despite the pain, you kept believing. Even though your hands trembled, your thoughts were unclear, and you felt drained, you still held on to me. And I saw that. It did not go unnoticed. To many you may have seemed weak, but to me you were brave. Now that my voice is speaking over you, I want you to understand that this is not just a momentary comfort, but a true manifestation of my will for your life. What you are feeling right now is not just an emotion. It is spiritual preparation. I am getting you ready for what is coming, but before you move forward, you need to be aware, awake, and firm. You must recognize that this message is for you, not for someone else. Do not ignore it, do not downplay it, and do not push it aside. I am speaking to you because I know what you are going through, and I also know what I have prepared for you. That's why I call you with loving urgency. Come back to my presence with all your heart. Silence the voices around you and listen to mine. What I have started in you, I will finish. Do not be afraid, do not give up, and do not forget the most important thing. Before you move forward, you must recognize who is with you. And I, your God, the one who never fails, am here. From the beginning of time, I have watched the movements of the human heart. Nothing escapes my attention. There is no thought, emotion, or gesture that is not fully known by me. I know every part of your soul deeply. Every feeling that has touched your spirit hath been seen by my eternal eyes. Every struggle you faced in silence, every battle you fought behind a forced smile, every fault that no one else saw, all of it is remembered by me. There is no forgetting in me. And because I understand how much this path has cost you, I come today to make a change that will not be undone. What you carry inside you is not small. You are not walking in circles without purpose. Even though it may feel like you are treading the same ground over and over, there is a deeper purpose unfolding inside of you. The struggles you faced haven't been random or punishment. They have been part of a larger process, one that I am overseeing with perfect care. Every moment of brokenness, every sleepless night, and every time you thought you couldn't continue has been fertile ground where I've been planting something that you don't yet understand. It's not just about enduring, it's about being transformed from the inside out. Much of what seemed unfair or difficult to understand have been part of a pruning process, not to weaken you but to strengthen you. Just like a tree may look more fragile when its branches are pruned, so too has your life at times seemed empty. But it was not a loss, it was preparation. There were things that could not continue with you. There were habits, thoughts, relationships, influences, and even paths that seemed good, but they had to disappear to make room for what I've truly planned for you. The space you felt as loneliness was actually a sacred space where I am building something lasting. Do not rush to fill that space with the first thing you come across. Wait and observe. Let my work be completed in you. You have reached a point where your natural strength alone is no longer enough. The momentum of the past is no longer enough to carry you through what is about to emerge. What's coming cannot be built with the same tools or mindset you used before. That's why everything has started to feel different. The things that motivated you before no longer inspire you. Empty words no longer satisfy you. Routine no longer makes sense. This is not a crisis. This is the beginning of a spiritual awakening. I am moving you from one stage to another. And transitions like this don't always come with immediate clarity. They often bring the uncomfortable feeling of not knowing, not controlling, and not understanding. Even so, you are advancing, and you are doing better than you realize. You don't need all the answers to keep moving forward. What you need is to remain sensitive. Don't let the distractions of the world drown out the quiet impression of my voice within you. There are directions you will only perceive if you become still inside. It's not about doing more, but about understanding better. In this season, discernment is more valuable than speed. Clarity is more important than rushing into action. Making decisions hastily would only push you backward, and you are not in a place to go backward now. You have come too far. Despite all the times you felt like giving up, you held on. That perseverance will be honored. I have already begun to remove the obstacles from your path, even if some of them seem valuable or necessary. They were distracting you from your true focus. The recent losses, the changes you didn't ask for, the unexpected pauses, they are all part of the purification process. I have not allowed certain things to continue because what is coming is far too important. The old ways and the new glory cannot exist side by side. You cannot move forward while carrying burdens that were never meant for you. That is why some relationships have ended. That is why some doors stayed closed. It wasn't neglect, it was guidance. the deep exhaustion you've been feeling has a purpose. It's not just physical or emotional tiredness. It has been a long and ongoing battle in the spiritual realm. You've been resisting pressures that not everyone could handle. And even if you don't notice it, there has been constant intervention on your behalf. I have sent help, even when it was silent. I have put up walls of protection where you only saw emptiness. I have spoken to your surroundings, even when it seemed like no one was listening. My hand has been at work behind the scenes, aligning the timing, clearing the paths, and preparing hearts. Not everything is visible yet, but it will be. The time ahead requires a new approach. You can no longer lie from the past. You must release the broken pieces of past expectations you still carry. What didn't work out, what ended suddenly, what never came, none of it was by accident. It was protection. There were things that never reached you because they couldn't bear the weight of your destiny. Don't hold on to what was, and don't lose yourself grieving what never came. Everything has a purpose, and everything have been carefully filtered through my hands. And if something still remains, it's because it has a purpose. Your inner perception is being sharpened. What once confused you will start to make sense. The voices that once disturbed you will lose their power. What once seemed important will show its true worth. Peace will no longer be an occasional feeling. It will become a constant state within you, born from the awareness that I am acting, even when you're doing nothing. The spiritual maturity I am building in you doesn't rely on changing emotions, but on the deep certainty that my will is good, perfect, and sovereign. You don't need to understand everything right now. What you need is to stay aware, knowing that every move I allow has meaning that goes beyond the present moment. You are being called to live from the unseen, to trust in what you cannot yet see, to walk forward knowing I am already ahead of you. There is no shadow or valley that can hide you from me. There is no wall that can stop me from reaching you. Every part of your life belongs to me, and I am working in all areas, even in those you consider small or insignificant. Don't forget this. Everything happening right now has a deeper foundation than what appears on the surface. It's not just about what you can see, what you can explain or analyze with your mind. There is a deeper dimension at work that cannot be measured by human logic, a movement that flows from my throne, where eternal purposes are woven into every part of your present. The pieces are being put into place not according to your schedule, but in line with the perfect plan I set before you were even born. You are in a season now where decisions can no longer be made based on emotions or quick impulses. There is too much at stake. The ground you are walking on has been made holy by processes you didn't always understand, but those processes have prepared you for this moment. It was not wasted time. Everything that happened was necessary to build in you the strength to handle what I am about to give you. This moment requires precision, not human precision, but spiritual precision. That's why I am calling you to a higher level of awareness, a way of living where you don't just react, but you discern. Many people around you continue their lives as if nothing has changed, unaware of what is happening in the spiritual realm. But not everyone has the sensitivity I've placed in you. You have been set apart, and with it comes the responsibility to respond with greater awareness. You cannot ignore the signs. You have felt a growing tension inside, an unexplainable sense of urgency. This is not fear, but a spiritual awakening. It is the sound of my voice, aligning your heart with what is about to happen. Everything in the natural world has a counterpart in the invisible world. And it is there, in the unseen, that I am opening doors that have been shut for a long time. Some doors will not open through force or persistence, but through quiet obedience. The resistance you faced wasn't punishment or denial. It was divine protection. Some delays were necessary to keep you from consequences you weren't ready for. I am straightening what was crooked, not just on the outside, but inside of you as well. The next step requires more than just faith. It requires balance, wisdom, and a deep peace. Decisions have come your way that require clarity, but that clarity will not come by gathering more information. It will come by staying in inner stillness. Don't confuse activity with purpose. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right thing at the right time. Time is moving forward, maturing, and not everyone can see it, but you can. That's why you can't take this lightly. Your progress is not just for you. What you are about to experience will bring freedom to others. It will open paths for people who don't even realize they need guidance. Your steps will provide direction for those walking on uncertain ground who cannot see the way ahead. But first, you must stand firm in your own path. What you're going through now isn't confusion, it's transition. Every transition is uncomfortable because it requires leaving behind the old without having full control of what's to come. You are being called to trust in a deeper way, not only in my promises but in my character. Even when you don't understand what I'm doing, you can trust who I am. I do not change. My faithfulness does not depend on your circumstances, on your emotions, or on what others think. My faithfulness comes from my eternal nature. Just as the sun doesn't stop shining because of the clouds, my presence doesn't leave when you walk through the shadows. Don't let weariness steal the meaning of this moment. Even if your emotions are unstable, there's something inside of you that continues to believe, that hasn't let go of the invisible thread connecting you to my truth. What remains in you is enough. You don't need all the answers or superhuman strength. What you need is to stay aligned with the understanding that I am at work and that my work in you will not stop halfway. What I started will be completed, even if it doesn't look like what you expected. The old structures are being taken away, not because they were bad, but because they can no longer support what's coming. I am making room for the new, not as an addition, but as a complete replacement. And while it may feel like loss at first, soon you will see it was hidden gain. What once seemed empty will be filled with greater glory. What seemed like the end was actually the door to a new beginning. Don't measure my work by how you feel right now. What you are going through doesn't define the depth of what I am building in you. Every part of you is being worked on with intention, not randomly. Do not let comparison steal the peace I have already placed in your spirit. Do not look around, trying to find confirmation of what I am doing inside you. Many processes are personal, private, and hidden for a time until the right moment comes for them to be revealed. Do not worry if others don't understand your journey. I am the one who has laid it out for you. Even if you cannot explain it, I will sustain it. You don't need approval from others. You need discernment, and you are already receiving it. You are already beginning to understand. Even when words seem to fail, this is not the time to stop. Nor is it the time to act out of anxiety. It is the time to stay present, alert, and aware. What I am releasing in your life will be clear, not because you announce it, but because no one will be able to deny it. When you see it, you will remember that all this time has not been wasted. Nothing is happening without purpose. Every movement, every pause, Every seeming interruption is part of a plan that hath been carefully drawn out. What you see as chaos or confusion is actually a step in a much larger process. The challenges you struggled to accept are not meaningless hurdles, but tools used with great precision to shape parts of your heart and soul that would otherwise remain hidden. I am not wasting a single detail of your story. I've been guiding a reconfiguration that will lead you to a deeper understanding, not only of your purpose, but also of how I work. A lot of what you learned before served you for a time, but it is no longer enough for what lies ahead. That's why I have started to change your perception. What once felt normal now feels unsettling. What you used to accept without question now sparks discernment in you. This shift is not confusion. It's a sign that your spiritual awareness is expanding. There are truths that only become clear when you stop resisting and begin to surrender, not to defeat, but to my will. Surrender is not weakness. In my kingdom, it is a sign of maturity. It is stopping the fight against what I've allowed and beginning to flow with the work I'm doing. But for this to happen, you must release the need to control every step of your journey, not because you don't care, but because you now understand that wiser hands are guiding it all. When you accept this truth, a space opens within you for peace to take root, a peace that doesn't rely on logic. My will has already been set regarding your situation. You are not waiting for a random answer or a sign that comes by chance. I, the Lord your God, have seen every thought you were too afraid to speak aloud, every tear you hid, even from yourself. I've watched your silence during the long nights, when hope felt distant and your strength seemed to slip away. Don't for a moment think that I've been absent. I've been with you every step, even though your pain clouded your vision and kept you from seeing me clearly. What you thought was abandonment was actually my hand protecting you from what you couldn't yet understand. You need to know this. The pain you have carried in secret has been heard in heaven. That silent cry, the sorrow that followed you while you stayed strong in front of others, has not gone unnoticed or been wasted. It had been like sweet incense to me. I do not ignore your suffering and what others failed to see. I observe with care. My presence has been closer than you think. Even if you haven't clearly heard my voice, I have been guiding your steps, even when you felt like you were walking in the dark. The peace you seek is not far away, but before you can experience it, you must become aware of your surroundings and what's happening within you. You must be aware before moving forward, before speaking, and before making decisions. The moment you're in is not by accident. There are decisions before you that may feel urgent, but not all urgencies come from me. Many times, the enemy hides haste behind the appearance of necessity, when in fact, it's a trap meant to pull you away from my eternal plan. I didn't call you to rush ahead without direction. I am a God of order, purpose, and clear paths. Before moving forward, I want you to stop, look, discern, and pray not to confuse your emotions with my voice. While your feelings are real, not all of them come from the Spirit. I know you felt restless lately. You sense something you can't explain, like something is about to happen, like you're under watch and you're right. There is a spiritual battle going on around you. It's not your imagination. The weariness you carry, the inner struggle, and the anxiety without a clear cause are signs that the enemy has tried to create confusion in your mind, clouding what I have already declared over you. But today, I am here to remind you of who I am. I am your Creator, your Protector, your eternal guide, and I will not let what I have started in you be lost because of a hasty decision. That's why I ask you not to take this message lightly. It's not just a passing thought or fleeting feeling. It is I, speaking directly to you. I have chosen to intervene powerfully in your life, not only to comfort you but to transform everything. I will make all things new. I will restore what you've lost. What seemed buried will rise again. And I will do it in such a way that those who doubted will see that my hand has always been on you. But to receive what I have prepared, you must awaken your discernment. You need to be aware before moving forward. Don't ignore this call, because it is not just another one. This warning doesn't come with a threat, but with love. It is my mercy that speaks to you. I don't want you to harm yourself by rushing, by not listening, or by relying on your own strength instead of mine. Many people confuse my silence for permission, but today I am breaking that silence and telling you, stop for a moment. Look, listen. Everything you're feeling is not a coincidence. This is an opportunity for you to return to stillness, where I can speak more clearly. In that quiet, I reveal the next step, not in noise, not in the crowd, and not in despair,